All participants are welcome to this webinar. Today's topic is conveyance modalities and probabilities under MOFA and RERA. Our speaker on this subject is Advocate Girish Ravji, and Advocate Girish Rao is an advocate and solicitor. He is a partner of law firm known as Lexis Consultants, advocate and solicitors. He has more than 25 years of experience. He is well versed in both litigation practice and also non-litigation practice, that is documentations. He has extensive experience in MOFA and RERA also. He appears in High Court and Supreme Court and also in arbitration. In addition to civil case, he also does criminal cases which are in the nature of economic offenses. He has appeared in the famous Harshad Mehta security scam case, also for one of the accused. I once again welcome Advocate Girish Ravji, and on behalf of all the participants, I request him to proceed. Thank you, sir. Please proceed, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Hemant ji. Uh, for starting, I would like to know how many of you want to know about the process of deemed conveyance. You can raise your hand those who are interested. They are not put the hand. Okay. So I have to appreciate all of you for coming to this event, leaving your all other work which you might be otherwise doing, to know about the process of a conveyance of the land or the property. First, let me tell you what is a conveyance. Conveyance is basically, I hope I am audible, right?
Yes, yes, very clear, sir.
Yeah.
Very clear.
Conveyance is basically what? It's transfer of land. It's a sale, basically. A document which is made for transfer of property from one person to another person. It's called as conveyance, deed of conveyance. Now, the concept of deemed conveyance, why it was come. When a purchaser purchases a flat, he enters into an agreement for sale. Please note what he enters. It's an agreement for sale which is registered. So there is no transfer which is taking place at that point of time. That's an agreement. Agreement has to culminate into a sale deed, only then the transfer will take place. But what happens is that this agreement for sale is under MOFA. Understand this. Agreement for sale is under MOFA. What is contemplated is under the MOFA is that all flat purchasers who purchase the flat come together and are supposed to form a cooperative housing society. Under the MOFA, it's an obligation of the promoter, developer, to form a cooperative housing society. At times, developer forms a cooperative society, or sometimes they don't form a cooperative society, so the all flat purchasers come together and make an application and they form a cooperative society. So situation is this: all flat purchasers have purchased their flat by entering into agreement for sale. There is no sale deed, understand this. So they are technically, if you are asking, they are not the owner of their flat. That was intentionally done, taking into consideration why the MOFA was enacted. So flat purchaser will take care of his flat. He will maintain his flat, everything. But then what about the common amenities? Light, common electricity, common water supply, all those things, maintenance of maybe garden or all XYZ other than flat. So this is an organization which is society which is supposed to take care of it. What was contemplated? One is society they could form, or there is a company which was supposed to be formed. But companies, I have not come across any place where the flat purchaser have formed a company. It is normal in our state. It is always not in our state. Other places also, it's a cooperative society which is formed. Now, cooperative society is formed, but what was contemplated, what was expected was that after cooperative society is formed, the entire property, that is building and the property, the immovable property where the building stands, all common amenities and etc., was supposed to be conveyed to the society. That was expected. We come into a very strange situation where we pay for our flat, but end of the day we don't become an owner. We get a right to occupy and use it unconditionally, without any condition. That issue is separate. We will discuss more if required. Now, what was expected? That builder or promoter will convey the property, or cost is to be conveyed. That means if builder is having a right of immovable property, means he is the owner of that immovable property on which he has constructed a building, that he was supposed to convey it, or he was supposed to cost to convey it. That is, he was supposed to convey that property through owner. Normally what happens is that developer, the promoter also take the power of attorney from the owner so that he can convey it. So that was what was expected. But nothing was happening. In fact, 95% of the buildings in Bombay were not conveyed. No conveyance had taken place. So what was the status if no conveyance is taken place? Land belongs to the either developer, promoter, or the landowner who was the owner. Take an instance, if tomorrow buildings comes down, falls, what will happen? Your right was only restricted to the flat. Society is not a owner of the property. So it would have gone back to the owner technically. So what? So this conveyance is such an important document, or such an important thing which society is supposed to get it. But society was also often least bothered. Let me tell you, least bothered to getting conveyance. They had their own weird idea. But now people have become more matured and understanding about this issue. So now they have started off insisting. Under the MOFA rule, within 4 months of within 4 months of formation of the society, it was mandatory to convey the property, but it was not happening. So our state government made an amendment to the MOFA, under which this district deputy registrar, or he was a competent authority, was granted power to give the conveyance of the said property to the society. There is a process established for that, which also I will be explaining it. The process was, there is 4-stage process, which is there for purpose. Under the process, if completely followed, so DDR is going to convey the property to you, district deputy registrar. The 4 stages is, first stage is making an application to the DDR for grant of deemed conveyance, for unilateral conveyance. There is a pro forma for that, which he has to follow it. After that, the process is that Of course, notice will be issued to the developer, owner, everyone. After hearing that, I presume that everything is proper. An order or certificate of deemed conveyance is issued. So that is the first stage is completed. Thereafter comes the second stage. Second stage is that the drafting of unilateral deed of conveyance. That which after that is drafted, that has to got adjudicated from the registrar or sub-registrar of assurance office. So in that process, the sub-registrars of assurance office, they will adjudicate whether the proper stamp duty has been paid or not paid. If deficit, the stamp duty will have to be paid. So once the document is adjudicated, then the second step comes, means the third step comes, is registration of document of unilateral deed of conveyance or deemed conveyance, whatever you call it. So that is third step. So that has become technically transfer of ownership has completed from the landowner or the developer, from the landowner to the society. Now society has become the owner of the property. But one more step is required to be completed, is recording in the revenue record. That is, you will have to also make revenue record changes in the revenue record, like 712 extract, or if it's a property card, it's a property card. So for that, application will have to be made to the Talati or whoever the revenue authority is in the. So these are the stages which is required for getting the deemed conveyance. Now, what is the application which is required to be made? For application also, there is a format which is given under the MOFA rule. That is a form 7 that is there in the MOFA rule, which has to be a format, which you will have to make a changes as per your requirement in that format. So that format application has to be made, and for that purpose, a 2000 rupees court fees will have to pay. And along with the format, the document which is required is, one is that resolution of the society authorizing making an application for conveyance. Thereafter, authorizing someone to sign the deed of conveyance, making application to the for the DDR for this conveyance, deemed conveyance. Then there will have to also attach all this index to of all flat purchasers. Sometimes they waive it. You can just give out a list of the all flat purchasers along with the index too, and you can waive it also, but then you will require it at the time of adjudication of the stamp duty to ascertain who has paid how much stamp duty is paid, and just hold on. And along with that, latest 712 extract will be required, or latest property tax, property card, whichever is applicable. If it is a property card, then property card. Once, because thing is that if it's if technically once building is constructed over there, proper 712 extra has to cease. But I have seen at many places, in spite of that building being constructed, land becoming in non-agriculture, still 712 extract is continued. It should be actually property card should be made, but leave apart. But whatever the document, that document which should not be less more than 3 months old document is required, and commencement certificate and occupation certificate is also required. And if occupation certificate is not available, then you can give an undertaking in a format which is given by the which there's a format which is given, that you have to give a format that you will make an application for getting occupation certificate and all that. So this is the basically in brief a procedure which has to be followed for getting a deemed conveyance. of a property under under MOFA. So now question may arise, what about RERA? Now we have two laws which are applicable to us. One is MOFA, one is RERA. RERA being a central act, if there is a conflict between MOFA and RERA, RERA will prevail. Though there is a conflict, there is no technically conflict, but there is one conflict, because if you read properly RERA, flat purchaser, flat has to be conveyed to the flat purchaser under the RERA. But let me tell you, state government has totally ignored that, and a rule they have made like that of MOFA. Basically, they have copied what was in MOFA agreement also, what was in MOFA. They have straight away copied it in the RERA rule also. But if it is technically under the RERA, flat purchaser, there has to be two conveyance. One conveyance has to be in favor of flat purchaser of his flat, along with proportionate undivided area in the common area. I have a separate note on that because I have did lot of analysis of this, but that is totally ignored at present in the RERA, and RERA rule has not taken it also into consideration. So let's now not go into that. We can have a separate discussion for that purpose. So now coming into this RERA. Under RERA also you can make an application. Society can make an application for conveyance of the property if a builder has not conveyed the property. But the difficulty at present, which is that RERA have made their own rule, their own process, that RERA is applicable only for projects which are registered projects, which I respectfully disagree. If you see the whole RERA, the whole expectation was that everything that is between society, between the promoter and the flat purchaser, all dispute or anything related to that issue has to be decided by RERA authority. But they have taken a view which is totally incorrect, and that is the issue now pending in our High Court, that it is not that it is only applicable to registered project. That is a total wrong view which they are taking. I will give a simple example. A building which is proposed to be constructed, for that purpose, a developer, if he wants to sell the project, sell the flat, he has to register a project. So a lot of things are there when you make an application for that, how much time it will require, what is the cost, what are the expenses, and all those things, what is the procedure, etc. All those things are there. But take a case where promoter has fully completed the building and he wants to sell it. It is not required to be registered, but what are you going to give for registration? The whole object under the RERA was so that no flat purchaser should be cheated, because what was happening is that purchaser money, builder used to take money from the purchaser and he used to divert the money somewhere else. Now this is a case instant where builder has already completed the project. Project is ready, he has not taken anything, he has not sold anything. If he is selling something in between, then certainly RERA will have to register the project. If project is not registered. Now project is not registered. In that case, what happens? Suppose tomorrow all flat purchaser buys the flat, but he doesn't he doesn't form the society. Can't that complaint be made to the RERA authority? It can be, it should have been, but unfortunately they have taken a view that unless project is registered, complaint cannot be registered before the RERA authority. They are based on one of the isolated sentence which is made in that matter of Nilkamal. builders. So, but that is not the case. Under the RERA also, you can make an application for getting the property conveyed, but the process which is there in the MOFA is more convenient to the flat purchaser. So, I will suggest follow the procedure which is there under the MOFA for getting the property deemed conveyance getting done for you. Thank you. If you have any question on the process of deemed conveyance or anything related to this topic, kindly you may ask. Thank you. Yeah.
Participants, if anybody has any question, please unmute yourself, and you may proceed to put your question to the speaker, Advocate Girish. Please go ahead, sir.
May I ask a question, sir?
Yeah, Vikrant.
Yes, sir. Sir, my question, sorry, I had joined in late, so if you have already explained it, please excuse me for it, because I was just late. So my question is that earlier when the Society Act came into being in the 60s and all, most of the land was sold on lease, and the societies buildings have been constructed, the lease of 99 years. Now, sir, the building has been conveyed, that the property has been conveyed, but the land is still a lease property. So, what can you highlight on it, that what will be the situation? For example, you will see my society itself where I'm staying, the lease is going to expire on 2055. Of course, it's a still long year, but like any idea if you can share on your thoughts on it.
Yeah. See, when you are buying a leasehold property, you will get only leasehold right. You can't ask, because you are openly knowingly the leasehold right only you have got. So there has to be assignment or transfer of lease in your favor of the society. There can't be something more than that. Same thing which is CIDCO is doing in the New Bombay and area. So you will be entitled for the unexpired period of the lease. Thereafter, as per the terms of lease deed, whatever the owner is entitled to, he will be entitled to. Anything else?
Dolly Madam is asking something, but Dolly Madam, you have to unmute your. Dolly Madam, please unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah,
please go ahead.
I just want to know that our building is very old, more than 40 years old, and we are not able to get the proper documents from the builder. We have tried to approach him, and at the time of making application, do we have to go and lodge a case in the registrar's office, or do we have to lodge a case? Because we are not getting the documents.
No, what document you are not getting?
Yeah, this certificate and occupancy.
What? No, you be clear about what document. Because all documents are public document, commencement certificate, all those documents are public document, and you might be having somewhere. Means that at least if you don't have, it will be there in the it might be there in the with the BMC also. All are public document. You can get under RTI Act, just make an application under RTI Act and obtain those documents.
Our agent, whom we have appointed recently for deemed conveyance after all these years, has made a kind of a case. Is that the way we have to approach the registrar? Like he has called the builder opponent, and we are the applicant. Is that the format?
Yeah, see, there is a format. In the format, you have to have a respondent, that is a builder. If the land is owned by someone else, so everyone they will have to notice will have to be issued. That is a format for that. So they will have to be also made a party to that. When they are made a party, they will also have to come and explain why conveyance is not done.
Yes, and they have been refusing all these years for not giving the document. So this case will go on in the registrar.
It is supposed to be closed within 6 months maximum. It will not go for a long time. You will have to take a decision on that.
He will have to give, otherwise we can take out from the registrar and BMC, these documents.
No, document you will have to get it from BMC only. For that purpose, registrar may not help you. If he is proactive,
Oh.
he may help you. You will have to get it from the BMC only.
Okay, we are in the first stage, that means still.
Okay, okay, I don't know.
Okay,
That.
okay,
Because
I
unless the
see.
document, how is registrar going to make a decision? Because he has to have all
Exactly,
those documents,
exactly.
what area
Yeah,
you are entitled to. All those documents he also require ownership document that will be whose names is reflected in 712
some
extract
of the
or
documents are
property.
not there.
So
That's
it
what
will
I.
all be available. See, these are all public documents.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hello,
Ah.
I am Nandakishore Bharti. Can I ask one question, Mr. Green?
Yeah, please, please.
Sir, I am staying in Fort Bungalow, Andheri West.
Okay,
Building has around 150 members,
okay.
but we have no conveyance at present.
Hmm.
There is a two opinion ki we should because around 145 has around 140 has deposited their transfer fee and stamp duty according to the rules.
Hmm.
But 10 or 15 has not deposited their transfer fee and this stamp duty.
Hmm.
So, in this case, can we, because we have not 15 members has not deposited their fees, so can we get the this conveyance right from the authority?
Yes, there is nothing got to do with that. Only thing is that when at the time of conveyance, he will have to pay the deficit stamp duty if it is a deficit stamp duty. That's all, nothing else. You don't have to bother. First, get the property conveyed. If something happens to building, you will be nowhere. So take that immediate step for conveying the property.
The problem is that there is a two opinion among the committee, managing committee. Some persons are saying that we managing committee should deposit the duty and transfer fee of those members who are, and we recover from them later on. So it is
Yeah, that you will decide it later on. But whether you want to pay that stamp duty and recover them, or ask them to deposit whatever is convenient to you. But
Achha.
for that purpose, see, your priority should be that the property should be in your name.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Your property, that should be your priority. If collectively required, pay that and then put it recover from them under recovery proceedings. Issue a bill for them.
So what is the
And
process? What is the process to convince?
Yeah, I told you, explain, you have to make an application for that purpose in a particular format. And after the application, the document convey these resolutions, your 712 extract or property card, whatever it is. Those documents will be required, commencement certificate and all those things. After hearing all of you, hearing both the parties, if they come, often I have seen in 50 to 60% builder doesn't turn up at all. So it is granted as a matter of course. So depending upon this, and then conveyance order will be granted. Thereafter, you have to get that drafted deed of conveyance, unilateral deed of conveyance, and then get it stamped and complete the conveyance process.
Can I get this format on the online, or how can I get this format?
The format is also available online, but you go through a professional so that you will understand properly, you will not make mistakes, and otherwise again you will have to go around for that purpose.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. My builder has handed me a flat in 2000. However, they are not handing over. I'm not very. What was the question?
The question is, my builder has handed over the flat to us. However, he is still holding the maintenance at himself, and he's not allowing us to make an RWA. So, is there a way to go to RERA against this and do something?
That is a registered project with RERA?
No, private builder.
No. Private builder has nothing to do. Is the project registered with RERA?
I don't
Only
think
then
so.
Today they have wrongly, which is I am that clear. They are wrongly taken the view that only on registered project they are going to entertain the complaint. You can't go to the RERA. You will have to make an application for deemed conveyance. That is more easier and a better procedure. Even if RERA entertains, I will suggest better go for deemed conveyance, because there is no execution proceeding properly being done in the RERA. Only orders are passed. which is difficult to execute.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So follow the process of dim conveyance.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, this is for knowledge purpose only. One of my friend is staying in the society. So he is having the possession of the flat and the flat is in name only. But the builder is not giving conveyance, and the society is asking for conveyance, and the builder is making different cases in High Court. So what can we do?
See, you will have to make a deemed conveyance application, but your case will have to be properly understood whether why is, I think echo is coming.
So like builder is making different cases against society, like society is making some fraudulent activities or cheating like this, and the conveyance
But that can't be the reason for not giving a conveyance.
he also took a stay for it, something like that. Actually, I don't actually know fully full matter.
Without knowing fully now, Utsav, I won't be able to tell you.
Yes. But in this situation, can we ask for conveyance? My question was that.
Yes, you can ask for conveyance.
Even if the case is pending in High Court.
So I don't know what is the High Court, how it has traveled to High Court. On that, without knowing the facts, I won't be able to tell you.
Okay, sir. Okay, right.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Any other participants, please proceed to ask questions before we conclude this topic. Any questions, please, from anybody?
हेलो राव सर।
हाँ,
मैं दिलीप गोगरी बोल रहा हूँ। अपना हमारा डीम कन्वेंस आ गया है और अपना रजिस्टर भी हो गया है अपना प्रॉपर, लेकिन रजिस्टर का 17 फरवरी को हुआ था और जो लैंड ओनर है उसने 27 फरवरी को हाई कोर्ट में रिट पिटीशन फाइल किया है। तो उसका 2 बार तो अपना हियरिंग एडजॉर्न हुआ और बाद में तीसरी बार हम लोग गए तो दूसरे जज के पास ट्रांसफर हो गया। अभी अगेन उसको मतलब जीरो से स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा, वापस नया नोटिस भेजना पड़ेगा और ऐसा सब है क्या?
नहीं, अगर दूसरा जज के पास ट्रांसफर, आपका एक बार नोटिस आया तो हो गया।
बराबर।
एक बार नोटिस आया तो इट इज ओवर इन द सेंस आपको बार बार नहीं नोटिस देंगे वो लोग। ओके।
और कोई पार्टिसिपेंट को कोई भी प्रश्न पूछना है तो प्लीज पूछ लीजिए। एनी पार्टिसिपेंट वांटिंग टू आस्क एनी क्वेश्चंस?
हेलो।
आपका आवाज बंद हो गया मैडम।
Normally, how much time does it take for all the 4 phases to be over once the application is made to the registrar?
Normally, see, legally as per the existing rule, they have to close it within 6 months. But maximum, no, it doesn't stretch more than 1 year unless the COVID-like situation arises and for XYZ reason it is. Otherwise, normally within a maximum 1 year it gets closed.
1 year?
Yeah, maximum I'm talking. In
we
some
have just
cases,
made
even
the
3 to.
application to the registrar. We've just made the application. Again, I told you, the documents are also not available.
Right.
I don't know.
एडवोकेट राव साहब, आप कुछ रोशनी डालेंगे कि ये जो 1 ईयर का पीरियड है ये क्यों एक्सटेंड हो जाता है? बिल्डर्स एडजस्टमेंट लेता है या एप्लीकेंट नहीं हाजिर होता है या डीडीआर हाजिर नहीं है या और कोई टेक्निकल रीजन है? कुछ छोटा सा 2 मिनट के लिए रोशनी डालने तो।
बेसिकली व्हाट हैपन, उसको पहला नोटिस जाएगा। ऑफन क्या होता है, मेरा एक्सपीरियंस बोल रहा हूँ, लैंड ओनर्स आर लीज बॉदर्ड, तो लैंड ओनर तो आते नहीं है। तो लैंड ओनर नहीं आते हैं तो फिर पब्लिक नोटिस इश्यू करो। पब्लिक नोटिस का प्रोसेस में 1-1.5 महीना वहीं पे चला जाता है। बाद में कभी डीडीआर नहीं होता है, कभी XYZ। ऐसा करके 6 महीना 8 महीना ऐसे ही निकल जाते, बिकॉज एक दिन के बाद नॉर्मली दूसरा दिन डेट देना उस पर 1 1.5 2 महीना तो लग ही जाता है. तो इन दिस प्रोसेस ये हो जाता है. कभी कभी एप्लीकेशन प्रॉपर नहीं रहता है, आर्किटेक्ट का सर्टिफिकेट जो रहता है वो प्रॉपर नहीं रहता है, बिकॉज यहाँ पे आर्किटेक्ट का सर्टिफिकेट इज वन ऑफ द क्रूशियल इंपॉर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट. पर्टिकुलरली कभी कभी 2 3 सोसाइटी होते हैं, दैट इज द डॉक्यूमेंट, दैट एप्लीकेशंस आर वेरी प्रॉपर, हैज टू प्रॉपरली ड्राफ्टेड. मैंने ऐसा भी कहीं पे देखा है, टोटल एरिया है 20,000 स्क्वायर मीटर और वहाँ पे 20 सोसाइटी है, सब सोसाइटी ने जाके 2-2 हजार का स्क्वायर मीटर का कन्वेंस का ऑर्डर लेके आया. दैट मीन्स 40,000 स्क्वायर मीटर का कन्वेंस का ऑर्डर है, वहाँ पे जगह पे 16-18 हजार स्क्वायर मीटर जगह है. सो दिस इज ए मिस्टेक्स विच आर मेड बाय आर्किटेक्ट्स एंड एडवोकेट जॉइंटली. तो ये सब जब रहता है तो ये सब वहाँ पे बहुत प्रॉपर और टेक्निकल इश्यू रहता है, प्रॉपर समझना पड़ता है कितना FSI कौन से बिल्डिंग ने कंज्यूम किया, कॉमन एमिनिटीज का क्या होगा, वो बहुत सा टेक्निकली और फैक्ट केसेस पे समझना पड़ता है.
And for that you require lawyers, no? To face the
Lawyers,
registry.
yes, proper lawyer you require for that purpose, who understand all these integrities of immovable
Yes.
property and all those things. Means
So
usme
I
proper
feel that because of lack of documents, this is going to take even longer.
I don't want to comment anything.
Yeah.
Advocate Girish, one small question from my side also.
Okay.
Members they also ask कि can lease land, मतलब वो कलेक्टर का जो लैंड है
हाँ.
या महाड़ा है या सिडको है या हाउसिंग बोर्ड है, तो कैन इट बी कन्वेड टू द सोसाइटी? और अगर है, जैसे कि 15% का कुछ प्रीमियम वगैरह लेके उनका एक प्रोविजन था बीच में, तो इसके बारे में अगर आप कुछ रोशनी डाल सके पार्टिसिपेंट के बेनिफिट के लिए.
राइट. सी, कन्वेड मीन्स क्या, जो लीज होल्ड राइट है, लीज होल्ड राइट ही कन्वे होगा अनलेस ओनर कंसेंट, जैसा आपने बोला 15% लैंड राइट या 15% मार्केट वैल्यू वगैरह लेके फाइनली कन्वेंस है. कन्वेंस मीन्स क्या होगा, जब लीज होल्ड, उसको भी कन्वेंस ही कहते हैं, जब लीज होल्ड राइट ट्रांसफर होता है 1%, एक्चुअली टेक्निकली यू शुड कॉल हिम डीड ऑफ असाइनमेंट, सब लीज, जो भी जैसा डॉक्यूमेंट हो. इट्स बेसिकली ट्रांसफर ऑफ लीज फ्रॉम वन पर्सन टू अनदर होना चाहिए. You cannot, without a consent of a owner, get that property conveyed in the sales of sale deed. So unless owner permits it, वो नहीं कुछ कर सकते आप लोग.
ओके, ओनर का परमिशन जरूरी है.
बिना लीज आपके फेवर में, सोसाइटी के फेवर में जो लीज राइट ही ट्रांसफर होएगा. जो ओनर ने जो बिल्डर को दिया है लीज राइट, वो बिल्डर से सोसाइटी को ट्रांसफर हो गया.
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर. एनी अदर पार्टिसिपेंट, और किसी को कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछने? एनी अदर पार्टिसिपेंट्स?
So this is Mr. Tyagarajan.
Yeah.
Mr. Natarajan, please go ahead.
Yeah, the state legislators, there was supposed to be some state legislature on this conveyance, so that you don't have to go through the DDR. Instead, directly, in case all the documents are ready, then probably it goes into the sub-registrar's office or something, and then you get the transfer done or the conveyance done on the society's.
No, nothing like that.
No, I think about 6 months back there was a article saying that the state will be passing.
Who will decide? No, issue happens. Who will decide whether you are entitled to for what? There has to be some authority, no, to decide what you are entitled to.
Okay, thanks.
There is nothing like that. I don't know which article you are referring. Maybe something else is you are referring is in your mind. Or that article might be something else.
No, it said that because nearly 80,000 CHS do not have the conveyance. And
no, that is the reason. That is the reason deemed conveyance provision was amended in 2008.
Yeah,
otherwise, earlier
even with deemed conveyance, nothing much was progressed.
No, now it is progressing. Earlier it was not, but after 2016, it is progressing quite well.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Mr. Natarajan, there is a proposal by the MH Maharashtra government of what you just mentioned, but it is only in discussion stage. It is only an hypothetical issue going on. Some activists, some social activists, and certain politicians are behind all these things, but there is nothing concrete. The legal remedy is, as far as conveyance is concerned, 2-3 authorities are responsible. One is the district deputy registrar, which we typically call as DDR, और एक कंज्यूमर कोर्ट, और कोई लेवल पे अगर जाना है तो फिर वो हाई कोर्ट वगैरह होता है. अगर आप कन्वेंस बिल्डर वॉलंटरीली देने को तैयार है तो ये दोनों जगह जाने की आवश्यकता नहीं. बट एज ऑफ टुडे there is no concrete proposal coming out from the government for what we have just described.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for joining. Mr. Rao, shall we conclude this particular session?
Yes.
Or if you want to add anything, sir?
No, thank you. So that's the option we have. That consumer we had other options also. Consumer civil court, but that is all time consuming, and again execution is a second headache over there.
Okay. On behalf of all the participants, we thank you, Advocate Girish Rao, for the exhaustive knowledge sharing. It was very interesting and informative lecture, which we are fortunate to hear from a professional expert. Very well explained, including the history relating to the topic, which I think is rarely known to people. On behalf of all the participants, I put in my appreciation